Hello guys, welcome back to the Universe of Tech Hub. In this tutorial, we will learn about brute force techniques and in-depth explanation. A brute force techniques is one of the simplest problem-solving techniques where you try every possible solution to find the correct one. The approach is straightforward. Try all the possibilities and check if it is works. Although this technique is intuitive and easy to implement, it is also leads to inefficient solution, especially when dealing with large inputs. Brute force can be applied in a variety of ways depending on the problem, and its efficiency is typically measured by the time complexity involved in testing all the possibilities. This is how what is brute force techniques. What is brute force technique is brute force is one of the simplest problem solving techniques where you try every possible solution to find the correct one. The approach is straightforward. They try all the possibilities and check if it works. Easy to implement, it is often leads to an inefficient solution, especially when dealing with the large inputs. Brute force can be applied in a variety of ways depending on the problem solving, and its efficiency typically measured by the time, complexity, and involving testing the all the possibilities. Next, we move on to the key characteristics of brute force techniques. There are four key characteristics in brute force. First one is exhaustive search. It explores every possible candidate solution. This is exhaustive search. Next one is simple to implement. The logic is often very simple to code and easy to understand. This is the simple to implement, inefficient for large inputs. Inefficient for large input. The number of possibilities can grow exponentially as the problem size increase, leading to a very high complexity. It leads to a very high complexity. Optimality not guaranteed. While brute force ensure a correct solution, it does not guarantee that most efficient one. The common ways brute force is used is the brute force can be applied in several ways depending on the problem. Here are some common methods of applying a brute force like exhaustive search and exhaustive search. For example, linear search. In the linear search, to find an element in an array, brute force will loop through the each element one by one and checking if it is matched the target. This exhaustive search generate all possible solutions, like generate every combination or permutation and check each for the solution. Like example for permutation set like that, and also string matching. Like for next we move on to the how brute force works. Brute force is a straightforward problem solving approach where we try all the possible solution to a problem in a systematic way, checking if each one meets the desired condition. Essentially, for brute force tries everything until the correct solution is found. Next, first one is identify the problem. First, we need to understand and identify the problem. Understand the what the problem is and what you are trying to solve. This is the first step. Next one is a list all possible solution for a problems involving a combinations permutations. Brute force will generate all the possible solutions. That might be the solution. The number, sequence, strings, paths, etc. that fit the constants of the problem. Next one is check each solution. For each candidate, solution is generated in the previous step. Check if it is satisfies the conditions or solves the problems. Next, return the result. Once a solution that meets the requirements is found, return it. If no solution is found after the testing all the possibilities, report no solution exists. Next one is list all possible solution for problems or for problems involving a combinations or permutation. Brute force will generate all the possible options that might be the solution. This could include all the numbers, sequences, strings, paths, etc. that fit the constants the problem. Check each solution. For each candidate solution is generated in the previous step. Check if it satisfies the conditions or solves the problems. Next, return the result. Once a solution that meets the requirement is found, return it. If no solution is found, after the testing all the possible reports that no solution exists. This is how brute force techniques works. Next, we move on to the common ways brute force is used. In brute force, we are using in the string matching, string brute force for string matching, searching for a substring within a string, like slide a window over the string and compare the substring to the target at each position. For example, Navi string search. To search for a substring in a string, brute force would involve comparing every possible substring of the same length as the target with the target. Next, solving the puzzles like backtracking, solving a problems like in the NQ problem, Sudoku, and other constant satisfaction. And try every possible configuration of the solution. Backtrack if a configuration does not meet the conditions, and try another possibility like that. And also solving NQ problems, brute force. A brute force solution would try placing the queues one by one, all the possible column, and backtrack when a conflict arises. Next one is brute force optimization problem. It is used in the optimization problem. Try all the possible combination of the elements or a path to find the optimal solution. Problems that involves the optimizing a some quantity or maximum, minimum, shortest path like that. Next, traveling salesman problems we are using in the brute force, and also used in the nested loops for brute force problems that requires checking all the pair, triples, triplets, or even larger subsets of the data. Next, find the pairs with the given sum. These are all the common ways brute force is used. Next, when we need to use the brute force, like when the problem size is small and optimization is not necessary, as a string as a starting point to understand the problem and implement a basic solution. Understand, and brute force is offers a straightforward to a inefficient alternate. This is when we need to use the brute force. Next, we move on to the advantage and disadvantages of brute force. First one is the simplicity. The approach is simple and easy to understand. And next one is correctness. Brute force is guarantees that the correct answer will be found as it check all the possibilities. And also, no special knowledge required. Does not require any advanced algorithm or data structures in these brute force techniques. Next, we come into the disadvantages. Inefficiency. Brute force is often leads to poor time complexity, especially for larger input size. For example, checking every possibility in a large dataset can be prohibited slowly. Exponential growth for problems for problem involving a combinations or permutation, the number of possibilities grows exponentially with the size of the input. And also is not scalable. It is a not scalable. Brute force solution do not scale well the larger data sets or problem sizes. These are all the advantages and disadvantages of brute force. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, like and share and comment in this video.